starting, you should know the addresses of the server, which is your PC, and of the cribs you want to configure. Once you open all the config files, you can start editing the device 1. Here you have to insert the address of the server and the port where we are going to mount the web server. There are various optional fields to fill, such as the hardware we use, the location of the cribs, and the lullaby. You must put this file on every cribs, one by one, each time settings as through a different ID. The next one is the config mqtt JSON. This is simpler, you just need to insert the addresses of every crib you want to use. In the config GPIO file, you can choose which sensor to use identifying their VCM. If you decide not to use a sensor or a function, you can just leave the field null. If you want to use the LED dimming procedure, you have to edit the config timer JSON. Here you have to use a 24-hour format. You must specify the times when the nocturnal lights will turn on and off. Prior to configure the ThinkSpeak file, you need to know the API key and the ID of the channel you are going to use. In order to retrieve such information, you have to log in on ThinkSpeak webpage and copy and paste the channel settings. After that, you shall just write down the two keys on the file. If you want to use the Telegram service, all you need to know is the token of the iCrib bot. To recover this info, you have to message botfather on Telegram, sending the command /the token. Once you have it, you can copy and paste it on JSON. After the configuration is completed, the web service is ready to be mounted. To do this, it is necessary to open a prompt window and launch the configuration web server script. What we can see here is that the web server started and it is waiting to be called. When we launch the sensor node on the Raspberry and the processing script on the server, we can see that both of them retrieve information to configure themselves, exploiting the get method. The processing is starting to receive information about the sensor installed on the crib. Meanwhile, the crib is receiving information about the sleeping state from the processing. There are three different state options: asleep, disturbed, and awake. When the crib will receive an awake update, the lullaby will start playing. Starting from the 2 vibration sensor, we are proceeding to use the sensor to show you the reaction of the system. What we see is the state of the vibration measures change from 0 to 1. This means the crib is receiving a disturbed state. If the baby is moving inside the crib, he is in awake status, so the lullaby will start to play. At last, if the baby starts crying, the microphone will detect that and send 100 ectopic noise. Same as the movement sensor, the lullaby is activated. If you previously set the dimmer configuration file, you can use the timeshift script to implement the LED dimming. We can see that the cribs will receive an off command until the selected daytime is reached. At this point, the crib will start to turn on the lighting following a predefined scheme. For a demonstration purpose, we decide to set a dimming procedure in order to change the lighting every minute. Unfortunately, the variation of the ambient luminosity is not visible, So we added down here a text to inform you about its current state. In the written version, every crib will dim the value every hour for 4 hours. It is even implemented an inverted dimming procedure which will tune down the lighting in the last 3 hours. The total hours of working time are 8. If your system has the ThinkSpeak extension, you can launch the ThinkSpeak adapter script in order to different post-processing applications. Prior to start the adapter, you need to have the processing script and the sensor nodes running in background. We can see here that the adapter received the data about the temperature and humidity of the room directly from the sensor and the sleeping state from the processing script. In this example, even if we receive the data of the sleep state from both the cribs, we can evaluate the room parameters only of the crib with ID 1. That's because the second crib does not have a working temperature sensor installed. The data we are receiving are forwarded to the MATLAB ThinkSpeak platform, where we can see different graphs. We have 3 graphs which show live information about the trend of the temperature, humidity and sleeping state. In the third graph, the keys asleep, disturbed and awake are transformed into numbers for a better understanding and readability. In addition, we have 2 MATLAB visualizations that offer information not live but about a set span of time. Both of them are updated every day at 8 am. This first one is a bar diagram where the time spent in the 3 states is shown by 3 indicators. In this way, it is possible to have an idea of the current night quality of sleep with just a quick look. The last one differs from the previous because it brings the information about the quality of the sleep hour by hour instead of a total. This helps in perceiving the critical hours. With ThinkSpeak, the system has a Twitter extension that it is useful for quick alert messages in abnormal conditions. Every time the temperature exceeds predefined values, the iCrib will tweet in real time the detected conditions. For this demo, we used as a threshold 24 and 27 degrees. Every day at 8 in the morning, 2 tweets report the average temperature and humidity of the last night. In order to launch the Telegram bot application, you first need to have the sensor node of every crib running and the processing script working. If you correctly configure the Telegram JSON, you can just start the Telegram script to launch the bot. It is possible to access the bot chat via mobile for a better portability or using the desktop application. With Telegram, you can check the sleeping state of every crib in real time. To retrieve the ID of all the cribs with a specific state, you just need to message the iCrib bot, writing the state of interest. If you want to know the condition of a particular crib, you can send a message in the format crib_ID. To guide the user in using the bot, the command /help is available and it will return the instructions.